Welcome to the 40th episode of Proofless, where we dive into the heart of America's unsolved mysteries, cases that linger in the shadows, challenging investigators and leaving communities with questions that echo across generations. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and today we're traveling to a bustling North Carolina capital in the early 1980s. Where the disappearance of a mother and her two teenage children shattered a community's sense of security and sparked a search that has endured for over 4 decades. We're exploring the 1981 disappearance of Linda Marie Mitchell, aged 42, her daughter Karen Elizabeth Mitchell, aged 17, and her son Brian David Mitchell, aged 15, from Raleigh, North Carolina, who vanished after a family outing, leaving behind a trail of fragmented clues and a case that remains proofless due to the absence of their bodies and unanswered questions about their fate. This is a story of a devoted family, a moment of vulnerability, and a community's relentless pursuit of the truth. So, settle in for an exhaustive journey into a mystery that continues to haunt and compel. Let's set the scene. It's May 1981 in Raleigh, North Carolina, a growing capital city of about 150,000 people in Wake County, known for its research triangle, historic state capital, and vibrant university culture. Nestled amid rolling hills, Raleigh is a blend of southern charm and urban innovation, with its oak-lined streets, modern office parks, and thriving arts scene. The Five Points neighborhood, a middle-class enclave of bungalows and tree-shaded avenues, is a place where families attend church picnics, kids bike to Pullen Park, and neighbors gather for backyard barbecues. The North Hills Mall, a modern shopping center on Six Forks Road, is a teen hotspot with its record stores, arcade, and movie theater. Linda Marie Mitchell, 42, a single mother, raises her children, Karen and Brian, in a cozy one-story home on Oberlin Road. Linda, born July 10, 1938, to a local teaching family, is a resilient woman with short brown hair, hazel eyes, and a 5'6" frame. Known for her warm demeanor, her work as a librarian at the Wake County Public Library, and her passion for local history. Karen, born March 15, 1964, with long blonde hair, blue eyes, and a 5'4" frame, is a senior at Broughton High School, a talented writer, and an aspiring journalist who dreams of working for the News and Observer. Brian, born August 20th, 1965, with brown hair, green eyes, and a lanky 5'7" frame, is a sophomore, a basketball player with a knack for electronics, and hopes to become an engineer. The Mitchell family is a cornerstone of 5 Points. Linda, widowed since her husband James, a city planner, died in a 1977 car accident, raises her children with love and structure, balancing her librarian job with volunteering at the North Carolina Museum of History, where she assists with exhibits. Karen, nicknamed Care by Brian, is outgoing, often seen writing for the school newspaper or reading novels in the backyard. Brian, reserved but inventive, is a star on the basketball team, spends hours tinkering with circuit boards in his room, and tutors classmates in science. The family attends Hayes Barton Baptist Church, where Linda teaches Sunday school, and their home is a hub for neighbors, with Karen's friends playing records by Fleetwood Mac and Brian hosting teammates for video game nights. Linda is protective, enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew, but encourages her children's ambitions. In May 1981, as summer approaches, the Mitchells are planning a family trip to Wrightsville Beach, a favorite coastal destination. On the evening of May 16, 1981, Raleigh is warm and humid, with temperatures in the high 70s and a gentle breeze from the Neuse River. Linda, Karen, and Brian plan to attend a community festival at Pullen Park, featuring local music and food vendors, followed by dinner at a nearby diner on Hillsborough Street. Linda, dressed in a floral blouse, khaki skirt, and sandals, carries her purse with her wallet, keys, and a history book. Karen, in a blue sundress, sneakers, and a silver bracelet, brings her journal to jot down writing ideas. Brian, in a red t-shirt, jeans, and tennis shoes, carries a small backpack with his electronics toolkit. They leave home around 5:30 p.m. in Linda's 1978 Chevy Malibu, with Linda driving. A neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, sees them pulling out of their driveway, waving as they head toward downtown. At 6 p.m., a festival volunteer confirms seeing the trio enjoying a band performance near the carousel. Around 7:30 p.m., a diner waitress on Hillsborough Street serves them burgers and milkshakes, noting they seem cheerful. A final witness, a parking lot attendant, reports seeing 3 people resembling the Mitchells near the diner's lot at 8:15 p.m., standing by a dark green pickup truck with a man described as 40-50 years old, 5'11", with short gray hair, a mustache, and a denim jacket, but dim lighting obscures details. This is the last confirmed sighting of Linda, Karen, and Brian Mitchell. When the family doesn't return by 10 p.m., Linda's sister Margaret, who lives in Cary, calls friends and the festival organizers, finding no trace. At 11 p.m., Margaret reports them missing to the Raleigh Police Department, RPD. The next morning, May 17th, a jogger finds Linda's Chevy Malibu parked at a rest stop off Interstate 40, 6 miles from downtown, locked, with no signs of a struggle. Inside, police find Linda's purse, containing her wallet and keys, Karen's journal, and Brian's backpack. Volunteers, neighbors, church members, and students from Broughton High search downtown, Pullen Park, and the Neuse River banks, while divers check the river. On May 18th, a hiker finds Karen's bracelet, clasp broken, in a ditch off Newbern Avenue, 4 miles from the rest stop. The bracelet, identified by Margaret, is sent for analysis, revealing a small blood stain, later confirmed as Karen's B-positive type, but insufficient for DNA profiling in 1981. On May 19th, a dog walker finds Brian's sneaker, laces missing, in a wooded lot off Capitol Boulevard 5 miles away. The finds escalate the case to a suspected triple abduction, and the RPD sets up a command post at the Wake County Courthouse. The investigation focuses on the family's last movements. The waitress's 7:30 p.m. sighting confirms they left the diner, likely heading to their car. The parking lot attendant's account narrows the window to 8:15 to 9 p.m. The man in the denim jacket becomes a focal point, with a sketch released depicting a rugged man with glasses. A second witness, a gas station clerk near Newbern Avenue, reports seeing a woman resembling Linda around 8:30 p.m., standing near a green pickup truck with a man matching the description, but no license plate was noted. A third witness, a trucker, saw a boy resembling Brian near Capitol Boulevard at 9 p.m., walking with a man, but the sighting is unconfirmed due to distance. The RPD interviews festival staff and diner patrons, finding no conflicts. Margaret provides photos, Linda at the museum, Karen with her journal, Brian with his basketball, offering a $5,000 reward, later raised to $100,000 with donations from the library and local businesses. The case grips Raleigh, dominating the News and Observer and WRAL-TV. The Mitchells' extended family appears on Good Morning America and The Today Show, sparking national coverage on NBC Nightly News. Tips flood in. A motel clerk reports seeing a family in Durham. A fisherman claims a sighting in Wilmington. None are verified. The FBI joins, given the possibility of interstate kidnapping along I-40, setting up a task force with the RPD. They analyze a partial tire track near the bracelet, matching a common Firestone tread, but it's inconclusive. Cadaver dogs alert to a scent in the Capitol Boulevard lot, but digging uncovers only debris. The investigation targets local men with criminal histories. A drifter, Robert Bobby Edward Harris, 48, a former mechanic with a 1978 arrest for assault, becomes a suspect. Harris, matching the denim jacket man's description, was seen near Hillsborough Street that night. Questioned on May 22nd, he claims he was at a bar in Cary, but his alibi lacks witnesses. A search of his trailer finds a knife, a map of Wake County, and a pair of muddy boots, but no link to the Mitchells. He fails a polygraph, citing stress, but is released. Another suspect, James Jimmy Lee Thompson, 41, and a truck driver, was spotted near Newbern Avenue. Thompson, with a 1979 arrest for theft, drives a green Chevy pickup, but a search finds no evidence, and his alibi, hauling freight, is verified. A third lead points to a transient, William Bill Ray Davis, known for loitering near North Hills Mall. Davis, seen on Six Forks Road, provides no clear alibi but is released. Theories about the family's fate multiply, each shrouded in uncertainty. The primary hypothesis is that they were abducted from the rest stop, possibly assaulted and killed. The bracelet, sneaker, and bloodstain suggest a struggle, with their bodies hidden, perhaps in the Nuse River, a landfill, or the Uwharrie National Forest, 60 miles away. A 1982 search of a Wake County dump, prompted by a tip about suspicious bags, yields nothing. Another theory posits a targeted attack by someone who knew their routine, possibly a library patron or museum volunteer. Linda's visibility as a librarian made her recognizable, but no suspects emerged from her circles. A third theory, fueled by Raleigh's role as a transportation hub, suggests a trafficking ring, given reports of missing persons in North Carolina. A 1981 FBI report notes trafficking activity in Charlotte, but no evidence links the Mitchells. A fourth theory speculates they fled due to personal issues, but Linda's stable job and the family's close ties dismiss this. A fringe hypothesis, raised in a 1982 News and Observer article, suggests a connection to occult activity, citing rumors of cults in rural North Carolina, but investigators find no evidence. The Mitchells' extended family becomes relentless advocates. Margaret, joined by Linda's brother Thomas, coordinates searches, canvassing I-40 rest stops and rural areas. They distribute flyers at North Hills Mall and Pullen Park, appearing on Unsolved Mysteries and America's Most Wanted, sharing Linda's history books, Karen's journals, and Brian's circuit boards, offering a $150,000 reward by 1984. In 1982, they found the Mitchell Family Foundation supporting missing persons cases and school safety programs. The emotional toll is profound. Margaret battles anxiety. Thomas keeps the Mitchells' home intact with their belongings, and their cousins struggle with loss. Annual vigils at Hayes Barton Baptist Church draw hundreds, lighting candles for Linda, Karen, and Brian. The investigation sees renewed efforts over the decades. In 1988, Detective Sarah Evans reopens the case, re-interviewing Harris, Thompson, and Davis. Harris, now in jail for a 1985 burglary, denies involvement but fails another polygraph. A 1993 tip leads to a search of the Neuse River after a boater reports a submerged bag, but divers find debris. In 2004, the RPD uses DNA technology to retest the bracelet's bloodstain, confirming Karen's type but yielding no new profiles. The cold case unit, formed in 1998, links the case to other missing persons in North Carolina, including a 1980 case in Durham and a 1982 case in Wilmington, suggesting a possible serial predator. The investigation explores the theory of a regional killer operating along I-40, analyzing patterns of abductions in the Southeast. Detailed interviews with diner staff reveal inconsistencies in timelines, prompting a 2009 recanvass of Hillsborough Street businesses, but no new leads emerge. In 2015, a retired FBI profiler suggests the crime mirrors the modus operandi of serial offenders active in the 1980s, such as Henry Lee Lucas, though no direct link is established. The case's psychological dimensions add complexity. Criminologists suggest the perpetrator may have been a charismatic predator, using familiarity to lure the family, as the parking lot attendant's account implies a non-threatening interaction. The lack of forced entry in the car suggests trust or coercion. The accomplice theory, though unproven, aligns with patterns in 1980s abductions, where groups exploited transient heavy areas like Raleigh's highways. The RPD profiles potential suspects, focusing on men with histories of predatory behavior, but the absence of forensic evidence hampers progress. A 2017 psychological analysis posits the perpetrator may have targeted families to maximize control, a rare but documented trait in serial offenders. The case reshapes Raleigh's social and legal landscape. The North Hills Mall and Pullen Park install security cameras, a rarity for 1980s venues. Broughton High School mandates safety escorts and curfews, reflecting a broader shift in North Carolina's approach to child safety. The Mitchell Foundation supports 55 missing persons cases by 2025, funding searches, advocacy, and scholarships in the family's names for library science, journalism, and engineering students. Margaret testifies before North Carolina's legislature in 1983, advocating for a state missing persons database, enacted in 1985. The case influences national policy, contributing to the 1982 Missing Children Act and the 1990 National Child Search Assistance Act. Community groups established neighborhood watches and parents formed safety committees, reflecting a cultural shift toward heightened vigilance in the post-1980s era. Media coverage plays a pivotal role. Local outlets like the News and Observer published daily updates in 1981 with editorials calling for better policing and rural patrols. National programs like 48 Hours, 2007, Dateline NBC, 2014, and The Vanished Podcast, 2021, revisit the case, keeping it in the public eye. The podcast, with 17 million downloads by 2025, explores the psychological impact on Raleigh, noting how the case fueled fears of family abductions and heightened parental vigilance. Online, Reddit's r unsolved. Mysteries and X-Posts debate theories, with users analyzing the serial killer hypothesis and comparing the case to other North Carolina disappearances, such as the 1981 Asha degree case, though no direct links are confirmed. A 2023 thread on X, garnering 28,000 engagements, speculates about a Raleigh-based trafficking ring, but investigators dismiss it for lack of evidence. Social media amplifies tips, but most are dead ends, reflecting the challenge of sifting through public speculation. Forensic advancements offer hope, but fall short. In 2021, the RPD partners with a private lab to retest the bracelet and sneaker using advanced DNA techniques, but environmental exposure renders samples unusable. Ground-penetrating radar, used in a 2024 search of the Uwharrie National Forest, detects anomalies, but excavations reveal only animal remains. A 2025 tip about a body in a Wake County landfill prompts a search, but no human remains are found. The RPD's cold case unit under Detective Laura Mitchell continues to pursue leads, collaborating with the FBI's behavioral analysis unit to refine suspect profiles. Mitchell's 2025 report notes the case's complexity, citing the lack of bodies, Raleigh's transient population, and the 1980s limited forensic capabilities as barriers. The 1980s context adds layers to the investigation's challenges. Raleigh's growth as a research triangle hub attracted drifters, complicating suspect tracking. The era's pre-DNA forensic limitations relied heavily on witness accounts, which faded over time. Socioeconomic dynamics in Raleigh shaped the case's early handling. 5 Points' middle-class status drew intense media focus, but some critics, in a 2023 News and Observer op-ed, argued similar cases in underserved areas received less attention. The Vanished Podcast explores the psychological impact on Raleigh, noting how the case fueled distrust in public spaces and reshaped community interactions. The Mitchells' relatives remain steadfast. Margaret organizes annual searches, combing rural North Carolina with volunteers. Thomas, now in his 70s, maintains a scrapbook of the family's photos, Linda's history books, Karen's journals, and Brian's circuit boards. The foundation funds scholarships and safety programs, supporting Raleigh's youth. Community support remains strong, with Raleigh's Festival of Lights dedicating a tribute to the Mitchells since 1982. A 2025 vigil at Hayes Barton Baptist Church draws 200 attendees, reflecting the case's enduring grip. The proofless nature lies in the unknowns. Who took Linda, Karen, and Brian? Was it a lone predator, a group, or a trafficking ring? Are there bodies in the river, forest, or beyond? Margaret tells the News and Observer in 2025, "Our family is out there waiting for us." The relatives keep Linda's books, Karen's journals, and Brian's electronics, a testament to a truth still elusive. That's all for the 40th episode of Proofless. The Mitchell family's disappearance is a tragedy that shook a capital city and reshaped community safety. If you have information, contact the Raleigh Police Department or visit mitchellfamilyfoundation.org. Share your thoughts on our website or social media, and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.